Welcome back to Rare CoinX PRO, where every coin has a story waiting to be discovered. From old circulation finds to carefully preserved collector pieces, we explore the details that make American coins interesting, including their history, design, condition, production quality, collector demand, and market importance. Many coins that appear ordinary at first glance can reveal fascinating information when examined closely. Today, we are looking at a classic 5-cent coin from the early 1980s that continues to attract Jefferson nickel collectors. So, let's begin our first coin. Today's featured coin is the 1981 Jefferson nickel 5-cent, produced at the Philadelphia Mint. This issue is recognized as a Philadelphia release and carries no traditional mint mark on the coin. The 1981 Jefferson nickel represents an important period when the original design continued serving Americans in everyday transactions while collectors began paying closer attention to high-quality examples from modern coinage. The Jefferson nickel series has a rich history that began in 1938, when the United States Mint introduced a new 5-cent design featuring Thomas Jefferson. The coin replaced the Buffalo nickel and created a lasting connection between American currency and one of the nation's most influential leaders. Jefferson's role as the third president and a key figure in the founding of the United States made him a natural choice for this long-running coin series. The obverse of the 1981 Jefferson nickel 5-cent displays the classic portrait of Thomas Jefferson facing left. The design includes the inscriptions Liberty, Indiana God Trust, and the date 1981. The detailed engraving captures Jefferson's recognizable features and continues the traditional appearance that collectors have appreciated for more than 80 years. On the reverse side, the coin presents Monticello, Jefferson's famous Virginia home. The building is shown with architectural detail that reflects the beauty and historical importance of the landmark. Surrounding the image are the inscriptions Monticello, United States of America, E pluribus unum, and 5 cents. This combination of a historical figure and his personal residence gives the Jefferson nickel a unique identity among United States coins. The Philadelphia Mint was responsible for producing this issue. During this era, Philadelphia circulation coins generally did not display a mint mark, which means collectors identify this coin through its date and design rather than a letter symbol. This detail is important for collectors who organize Jefferson nickel collections by year and mint source. When examining a 1981 Jefferson nickel 5-cent, collectors first consider the overall condition of the coin. Because these nickels were made for circulation, many examples show the effects of everyday use. Common signs include scratches, contact marks, reduced shine, and wear on important design areas. The details of Jefferson's hair and the fine features of Monticello often reveal how much circulation a coin has experienced. Coins preserved in excellent condition attract much stronger attention. Collectors search for examples with original mint luster, clean surfaces, sharp lettering, and strong definition throughout both sides of the coin. A well-preserved nickel can display the craftsmanship of the United States Mint far better than an ordinary circulated example. The 1981 Jefferson nickel 5-cent follows the standard specifications of the series. The coin weighs 5 grams, measures 21.21 millimeters in diameter, and is made from an alloy of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This durable composition allowed the coin to survive decades of use while maintaining the familiar appearance expected from a Jefferson nickel. Another important factor collectors examine is strike quality. During production, differences in striking pressure and die condition could affect how clearly details appeared on the finished coins. Examples with stronger impressions may show sharper features on Jefferson's portrait and clearer details on the Monticello staircase, making them more desirable among advanced collectors. Collector demand for the 1981 Jefferson nickel 5-cent comes mainly from enthusiasts who enjoy building complete Jefferson nickel collections. Many collectors search for every date and mint issue, making each individual coin an important part of the complete series. Although this coin is widely available in circulated condition, finding examples with exceptional surfaces and strong visual appeal requires more effort. This nickel also represents an interesting period in American coin production. The early 1980s marked the continuation of traditional coin designs before later generations introduced new collecting trends and special coin programs. For collectors who appreciate classic United States currency, the 1981 Jefferson nickel provides a connection to that era. The current market value of the 1981 Jefferson nickel 5 cent depends greatly on condition, preservation, and collector interest. A circulated example generally has a value of around $16,000 to $19,000. Better quality uncirculated examples may sell between $30,000 and $55,000, while professionally graded specimens with excellent surfaces, strong strikes, and high mint state grades can reach $75,000, $250,000, $590,000 or more depending on certification and demand. Coins with authentic mint errors or recognized varieties may carry additional premiums because of their rarity. For collectors who want to preserve this coin, proper storage is essential. A protective holder helps prevent scratches and environmental damage, while careful handling protects the natural surface. Collectors should avoid cleaning the coin because original mint characteristics are often one of the most valuable features of a collectible piece. A useful skill for every collector is learning how to compare coins. Two examples from the same year can look completely different when one has strong luster and sharp details while another has heavy circulation damage. Taking time to study these differences helps collectors recognize better quality coins. The 1981 Jefferson nickel 5 cent may seem like a simple 5-cent piece, but it carries decades of American history, the legacy of Thomas Jefferson, and the craftsmanship of the Philadelphia Mint. Its classic design and place within the Jefferson nickel series make it an interesting coin for collectors who appreciate traditional United States coinage. Now, let's continue with our second coin. Today's featured coin is the 1988 Jefferson nickel 5 cent, produced at the Philadelphia Mint. This coin belongs to the final years of the classic Jefferson nickel era before major changes in American coin collecting began to attract wider attention. Like other Philadelphia issues from this period, it carries no visible mint mark, but collectors recognize it through its date, design, and place within the long history of Jefferson 5-cent pieces. The Jefferson nickel has remained one of America's most recognizable coins since its introduction in 1938. The design was created to honor Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States and one of the most important figures connected with the nation's founding. For collectors, every Jefferson nickel represents a combination of historical importance, artistic design, and the story of American commerce. The front of the 1988 Jefferson nickel 5 cent features the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson. His profile faces left, surrounded by the inscriptions Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the date 1988. The design reflects the traditional style that had remained consistent for decades, allowing collectors to appreciate the continuity of this famous coin series. The reverse side displays the image of Monticello, Jefferson's historic plantation home in Virginia. The detailed building design creates a connection between the coin and Jefferson's personal history. Around the reverse are the inscriptions Monticello, United States of America, E pluribus unum, and 5 cents. Completing the classic appearance that defines the Jefferson nickel. The Philadelphia Mint produced this issue for circulation. During 1988, Philadelphia coins of this type did not normally carry a mint mark, which is an important identification feature for collectors. When building a complete Jefferson nickel collection, understanding these mint mark differences helps collectors organize their coins correctly and appreciate each issue's origin. Condition plays a major role when evaluating a 1988 Jefferson nickel 5 cent. Since these coins were heavily used after release, many surviving examples show signs of circulation such as surface marks, scratches, reduced brightness, and wear on the highest points of the design. The portrait details of Jefferson and the fine lines around Monticello can reveal the amount of handling a coin has experienced. Collectors searching for premium examples focus on coins that still maintain their original appearance. Strong mint luster, smooth surfaces, clear lettering, and well-defined architectural details can make a 1988 Jefferson nickel stand out. A coin with excellent eye appeal often receives more attention because it better represents the quality of the original mint production. The official specifications of the 1988 Jefferson nickel 5-cent remain consistent with the standard Jefferson nickel format. The coin weighs 5 grams, measures 21.21 millimeters across, and is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This traditional alloy provided the strength needed for circulation while maintaining the familiar characteristics of the 5-cent denomination. Another important area for collectors is the quality of the strike. During the minting process, some coins received stronger impressions than others. A well-struck example may show clearer details in Jefferson's hair, facial features, and the staircase of Monticello. These small differences can greatly influence collector preference when comparing similar coins. Interest in the 1988 Jefferson nickel 5-cent comes from collectors who enjoy completing full Jefferson nickel collections. Many enthusiasts search for every year of production, and coins from the late 1980s represent an important part of the modern series. While common examples are easy to find, coins with superior condition and strong visual appeal are much more desirable. This issue also represents a period when traditional United States coin designs were still dominant. Before the introduction of many modern collecting programs, coins like the 1988 Jefferson nickel served as everyday reminders of American history. Collectors who appreciate classic designs often enjoy these coins because they represent a familiar era of circulation coinage. The current market value of the 1988 Jefferson nickel 5-cent depends on condition, strike quality, and certification. A circulated example generally sells for around $20,000 to $28,000. Attractive uncirculated coins may trade between $30,000 and $50,000, while professionally graded specimens with outstanding preservation and strong mint state grades can reach $75,000, $200,000, $500,000 or more depending on quality and collector demand. Genuine mint errors or unusual varieties may increase the value because of their rarity. For collectors preserving this nickel, careful storage is important. Keeping it in a protective holder, avoiding unnecessary contact, and protecting it from moisture will help maintain the original surface. A coin's natural condition is one of the qualities that experienced collectors value most. One of the best ways to improve as a collector is to develop the ability to recognize quality. Comparing different examples allows collectors to notice changes in shine, strike strength, and surface condition. This knowledge becomes especially useful when searching through large groups of coins. The 1988 Jefferson nickel 5-cent represents a classic American coin that connects modern collectors with the long tradition of Jefferson's image on United States currency. Its Philadelphia origin, historic Monticello reverse, and place within the Jefferson nickel series make it a meaningful addition for enthusiasts who appreciate traditional coin collecting. Now, let's continue with our third coin. Today's featured coin is the 1989 Jefferson nickel 5-cent, struck at the Denver Mint and identified by the D Mint mark. This coin comes from the final years of the 1980s, a time when the Jefferson nickel design continued its long journey through American circulation. Although it was created as a common everyday coin, collectors still appreciate examples that display strong preservation, attractive surfaces, and high-quality production details. The Jefferson nickel series has a unique place in United States coin history. Since its introduction in 1938, it has carried the image of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States and one of the most influential figures in the nation's founding. Over many decades, this 5-cent coin became familiar to generations of Americans and developed a dedicated following among collectors. The obverse of the 1989 Jefferson nickel 5-cent D features Jefferson's traditional portrait facing left. The design includes the inscriptions Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the date 1989. The portrait remains a symbol of American history and continues the classic appearance that has defined Jefferson nickels for generations. On the reverse, the coin displays Monticello, Jefferson's famous Virginia residence. The detailed image highlights the building's columns, structure, and architectural character. Around the design appear the inscriptions Monticello, United States of America, E pluribus unum, and 5 cents. This reverse connects the coin not only with Jefferson himself but also with one of America's most recognized historic landmarks. The Denver Mint produced this issue, and the small D mint mark identifies its origin. During the late 1980s, Denver was a major source of circulating coins for the United States. Millions of Jefferson nickels from this facility entered circulation, but the passage of time has made well-preserved examples more appealing to collectors. When examining a 1989 Jefferson nickel 5-cent D, collectors begin with the overall condition of the coin. Many examples show the effects of circulation, including scratches, contact marks, worn surfaces, and reduced original shine. Areas such as Jefferson's hair and the fine details of Monticello are often the first places where wear becomes visible. Higher quality examples attract much stronger collector interest. A premium 1989 Denver nickel may show bright original luster, smooth fields, sharp lettering, and strong details throughout the design. Collectors value these qualities because they demonstrate that the coin has remained close to its original mint condition. The 1989 Jefferson nickel 5-cent D follows the traditional specifications of the Jefferson nickel series. The coin weighs 5 grams, measures 21.21 millimeters in diameter, and is made from an alloy containing 75% copper and 25% nickel. This composition provided durability and helped the coin withstand years of circulation. Strike quality is another important consideration for collectors. Differences in the minting process can create variations in how clearly the design appears. Coins with sharper details, especially around Jefferson's portrait and Monticello's staircase, are often considered more desirable because they display stronger craftsmanship. Collector demand for the 1989 Jefferson nickel 5-cent D is mainly driven by those who build complete Jefferson nickel collections. Many enthusiasts collect every year and mint combination, making this Denver issue an important part of a full set. While it is not rare in ordinary condition, finding examples with exceptional preservation can be a rewarding challenge. This coin also represents the closing period of the 1980s, a decade known for maintaining traditional American coin designs. Before the introduction of many modern collecting programs, coins like the 1989 Jefferson nickel represented the everyday connection between citizens and the nation's history. For collectors who enjoy classic designs, this issue remains an interesting piece. The market value of the 1989 Jefferson nickel 5-cent D depends on condition, quality, and collector interest. A circulated example generally has a value of around $19,000 to $28,000. Better uncirculated examples may trade between $50,000 and $59,000, while professionally graded coins with excellent preservation, strong strikes, and high mint state grades can reach $180,000, $360,000, $690,000 or higher depending on grade and market demand. Authenticated mint errors or special varieties may bring additional premiums because of their scarcity. Collectors who own this nickel should focus on protecting its original condition. Proper storage in a protective holder, careful handling, and avoiding harsh cleaning methods are important steps in preserving collectible quality. A natural surface with original characteristics is far more valuable than a coin that has been altered. A helpful collecting technique is to study coins under proper lighting and compare multiple examples. Small differences in luster, surface marks, and design sharpness can separate ordinary coins from more desirable pieces. Developing this skill allows collectors to make better choices when expanding their collections. The 1989 Jefferson nickel 5-cent D represents a continuation of one of America's most respected coin designs. With its Denver mint origin, connection to Thomas Jefferson, and classic Monticello reverse, this nickel remains an enjoyable piece for collectors who appreciate the history and craftsmanship behind United States currency. Now, let's continue with our fourth and final coin. Today's featured coin is the 1994 Jefferson nickel 5-cent, produced at the Philadelphia Mint. This coin comes from the middle of the 1990s, a period when the classic Jefferson nickel design continued to be a familiar part of American daily life. As a Philadelphia issue, it was produced without a traditional mint mark, but it remains an important date for collectors who study the long history of this famous 5-cent series. The Jefferson nickel has represented American history for generations. Introduced in 1938, the design was created to honor Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States and one of the most influential figures in the nation's development. Over the decades, the coin became a favorite among collectors because it combines historical significance, traditional artwork, and a long production history. The obverse of the 1994 Jefferson nickel 5-cent features the classic portrait of Thomas Jefferson facing left. Around the portrait are the inscriptions Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the date 1994. The engraving reflects the familiar style that collectors have admired throughout the Jefferson nickel series. The reverse displays the famous image of Monticello, Jefferson's historic home in Virginia. The detailed building design represents Jefferson's interest in architecture and his personal connection to this landmark. The surrounding inscriptions include Monticello, United States of America, E pluribus unum, and 5 cents, completing a design that has remained recognizable for decades. The Philadelphia Mint produced this issue, and like many Philadelphia coins from this era, it does not display a mint mark. For collectors, this detail is an important part of identifying and organizing their Jefferson nickel collections. Each date and mint combination represents a different chapter in the story of American coin production. The condition of the 1994 Jefferson nickel 5-cent plays a major role in determining its collectible appeal. Since these coins were created for circulation, many examples show signs of use, including scratches, contact marks, surface wear, and loss of original shine. The highest points of Jefferson's portrait and the fine details of Monticello often show the effects of circulation first. Collectors searching for superior examples look for coins that maintain their original mint appearance. Strong luster, clean surfaces, sharp lettering, and clearly defined details can make a 1994 Jefferson nickel much more attractive. A well-preserved coin allows collectors to appreciate the craftsmanship that went into its creation. The 1994 Jefferson nickel 5-cent follows the standard specifications of the series. The coin weighs 5 grams, has a diameter of 21.21 millimeters, and is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This durable alloy helped the coin survive years of everyday use while maintaining the traditional look of the 5-cent denomination. Strike quality is another important feature considered by collectors. During production, some coins received stronger strikes than others, creating differences in detail sharpness. Examples with clearer features on Jefferson's portrait and stronger definition on the Monticello staircase are often preferred by collectors searching for high-quality pieces. Collector demand for the 1994 Jefferson nickel 5-cent comes from enthusiasts who enjoy building complete Jefferson nickel collections. Collectors often search for every date from the series, and this Philadelphia issue represents an important part of the 1990s coinage era. While common examples are easy to find, premium quality coins with exceptional surfaces can be much more difficult to locate. The 1990s were an interesting period in United States coin history. Traditional designs like the Jefferson nickel continued to circulate widely before later programs introduced new themes and designs to American coins. The 1994 issue represents the classic appearance of the series during this important transition period. The current market value of the 1994 Jefferson nickel 5-cent depends on condition, strike quality, and collector demand. A circulated example generally has a value of around $20,000 to $28,000. Better preserved uncirculated examples may sell between $37,000 and $45,000, while professionally graded coins with excellent surfaces, strong strikes, and high mint state grades can reach $120,000, $300,000, $780,000 or higher depending on grade, certification, and market interest. Verified mint errors or rare varieties may carry additional premiums because collectors often compete for unusual examples. For collectors who want to protect this coin, preservation is extremely important. Store the nickel in a proper protective holder, handle it carefully, and avoid cleaning the surface. Natural surfaces and original mint characteristics are qualities that serious collectors value highly. One of the best ways to become a better collector is to develop attention to detail. Comparing different examples can reveal differences in shine, strike strength, and overall preservation. These small observations help collectors recognize coins that have stronger appeal and better long-term interest. The 1994 Jefferson nickel 5-cent represents a continuation of a historic American tradition. From its Philadelphia Mint origin to the timeless image of Thomas Jefferson and Monticello, this coin tells a story of history, craftsmanship, and everyday American life. It may have started as a simple 5-cent piece, but its place in the Jefferson nickel series gives it lasting importance for collectors. This brings us to the end of today's featured coin and another exciting episode of Rare CoinX PRO. We hope you enjoyed learning about the history, condition, collector interest, and value of these Jefferson nickels. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Rare CoinX PRO, and turn on notifications so you never miss our upcoming coin discoveries. Thank you for watching, keep exploring the world of collectible coins, and we will see you in the next episode of Rare CoinX PRO.